Welcome, nature detectives. I'm Conrad Baker. I'm an outdoor educator with the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation at Letchworth State Park, and today I have a nature mystery for you. This morning I'm enjoying the shade of some tall trees. I saw something really strange underneath one of those trees. I think we can use our nature tools to figure out what kind of thing it is and how it helps us every single day. We'll need just two nature tools today. That's our eyes and our fingers. I'll show you what we're dealing with right here. I'm not talking about this upper structure up here. That looks like a leaf. You're looking at that like, oh, well, of course, this is a leaf. But once it gets to the end, there's this big round guy right here. I'm wondering what this is. The first nature clue that jumped out at me right away is, of course, I've given it away already, is its shape. It's round like a ball, round like a basketball or a soccer ball, not like a football. It wouldn't be long and pointy on the ends. It has a tiny bump over here, but generally, in general, it is round, perfectly round like a globe. Interesting. That's going to be a really important nature clue. Second nature clue, as I'm touching it, I'm feeling that it's very smooth. Doesn't have any bumps, bristles, hairs, spines, or anything. It has a perfectly flat and glossy skin all along the edge. And the third nature clue, if we look very, very carefully at this ball, we might be able to find a tiny little hole in the side. And if we want to go the extra mile, we can crack into the side, open it up, and if you see inside there, you can see that there are all kinds of little strands, like little strings, and in the middle of all those little strings, like a spider web, right in the middle is a little ball. Right in the middle there. Right there. So a bunch of little strings and a ball in the middle with a smooth skin on the outside that's shaped, and then the outer shell is also shaped like a basketball or a soccer ball. This must be an oak apple gall. An oak apple gall is a very highly specialized, really well-developed structure that is created when a female insect lays an egg in the leaf or the bud of an oak tree. You might have noticed that this leaf that we were looking at earlier is an oak leaf. It has these pointy tips on the ends coming off, but the end of the leaf has grown into this strange shape. That's because the female wasp, when she has eggs to lay, comes and lays her egg in the bud, the developing leaf, or the leaf itself, and then the leaf grows this big round ball thing around the egg, which is inside this tiny little seed-like looking thing. But that's not a seed, that's a protective shell and a nutritious environment for the tiny little baby wasp to grow up in. The baby wasp is getting its food from the materials of the gall and the nutrients in the leaf. When that tiny little baby, which is like a caterpillar, grows up, it sheds its skin, turns into like a chrysalis, like what a scientist would call a pupa, and then sheds its skin one final time and crawls out of this gall, flies off as an adult wasp to go make more babies, and if it's a female, lay more eggs. The oak apple galls don't always look like this, though. I found a couple more that look more like this. This is more of what I would expect to see the oak apple gall to look like. This one is kind of unusual because you can see the whole leaf is here as well as the gall. Usually, if the egg is laid right in the bud of the leaf, you can see I'm holding the stem, what would have grown to be the stem of a leaf. And instead of growing a leaf, it grew a great big gall. This one is special also because you can see the hole where the baby wasp, when it grew up and became an adult wasp, did emerge and fly out and explore the world to go make more baby wasps. Very cool. These wasps can be very beneficial to human beings when they're out and about flying around. They themselves, unfortunately for them, become food for a lot of birds and animals that we like to watch and enjoy. And if you lived way, way back in olden times, hundreds of years ago, oak apple galls and the special chemicals inside them may have been useful to you for making ink. It's not a very popular thing to do nowadays because it's so hard, it takes so much work to do, but you can make ink from the chemicals inside oak apple galls and other kinds of galls that grow on oak trees as a result of other kinds of insects laying their eggs in the leaves. If you really want to put your nature detective skills to the test, check for oak apple galls in your neighborhood. It might surprise you to see how often they fall down from the trees, especially after the baby wasps have emerged and come out of the gall. Their galls might be left behind on the ground and sitting around for weeks at a time. So if you look carefully around oak trees in your neighborhood, oaks are sometimes used as street trees or as popular shade trees in parks. Look for these oak apple galls. They'll look just like a little ball resting right on the ground. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Nature Mystery. If you have any questions about oak apple galls or any other kinds of galls you might find in New York State, please pop a comment in the comment section below the video. Share this video with your friends to put their nature detective skills to the test. And as always, like Letchworth State Park's Facebook page to stay tuned for more nature mysteries.